Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for another live show as we do our weekly roundup of the latest club news. And we have been doing those over the last few weeks. I think this is episode 3 or 4, guys. But yeah, no, I'm really liking these little, live streams I've been doing in terms of, the weekly news up until the season. And then of course, then we will get into so much more content on the channel, and multiple, obviously, streams about the Terriers, of course, the previews, reviews. You know how it works, guys. We're going to try and bring it bigger and better than ever before this season. So hopefully you guys continue to enjoy my content on the channel. But yeah, look, we've got lots to discuss. We've got lots to discuss today, so we'll go through each topic, and yeah, get involved in the chat if you like. Obviously, let me know your thoughts as we go through each of the topics that we've got to go through today. And yeah, make sure you do drop a like on the video too, and hit the subscription button if you can as well. It would really help the channel a lot. Honestly, guys, I know I keep saying this, but the support has been it's totally overwhelming lately. Honestly, I can't believe the support. The subscribers have gone up quite considerably. The watching hours, the views, the likes, everything. It's just crazy, and I appreciate every single person that helps the channel to grow, helps comes and tunes in as well, and just supports the channel, honestly. But anyway, guys, we will get into it now because I have to hold on a bit more. But first, let's say hello to George, who is in the chat. He says, "Big up, Ryan. Hope you're okay, mate. Looking forward to the new season. Not too long to go now up the town." Yeah, big up to you, George. Hope you're well, mate. Welcome on in. And yeah, it's not long. Guys, it's 2 weeks tomorrow and the season begins. I've got my ticket for Peterborough, so I will be going to Peterborough away on the opening day of the season, and it's going to be, I'm looking forward to it. I am excited now. I've got quite a few things coming up as well. Obviously next week, obviously it's the open training session and the Q&A with Michael Duff and his coaching team. And then on the Friday next week is our home pre-season friendly, our final friendly before the season begins. So guys, let's get into it then. Thanks everyone for tuning in today, and let's get into it. So first on the agenda today is, of course, the third kit was released, guys, last week, and it is very, very nice, isn't it? I think it's very, very nice in my opinion. Let's get some photos up and let's go through. Well, we'll show the photos first. So here we are, guys. Obviously, the black and red on the shirt there, red and black. Sorry, wrong way around. But yeah, no, look, we've had red and black kits before, but nothing like this. I think it's more of a modern approach. Now, obviously, the features on the shirt are very nice, aren't they? Obviously, just a bit of a closer up here. And no, the red, I really like the red, and I think, all three kits, to be honest with you, they're really, really nice. There's not one that I don't like, because I think last season I didn't particularly like the lime green one, admittedly, but it was the away kit, wasn't it? Yeah, I didn't particularly like the away one last year, but all three of these I really like. So obviously the shirt again obviously pays homage to our Thrice Champion seasons, with Twice Champions proudly printed inside the neckline to celebrate the second of our Thrice Championship seasons. Now, obviously, it features Umbro's centenary double diamond boasting the woven embroidered club crest. Obviously, the rear of the shirt as well is finished with two of our 3 stars detailed in black, represent the second of our 3 league titles. But yeah, no, let me know your guys' thoughts on the shirt. I mean, I do like it. I think it's a modern look to it, and no, it's really nice. I haven't seen it in person yet. I don't know I'm not sure when it actually goes on sale. It's still for pre-order, I think. So no, but I'm looking forward to seeing it in person, and yeah. But yeah, for me, really, really like it, guys. Really do. Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the chat. And obviously, we've also got another picture there of the shirt too. So, no, I think it's really, 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 really nice. Now, the next thing on the agenda is the stadium renovations, guys. Honestly, when I saw the renovation pictures, and we're going to get this up on the screen in a minute, we're going to show the before. If anybody doesn't know, obviously the inside, the dressing room and everything around there as well. Anybody that doesn't know what it looked like before, I'm going to do a before picture and an after picture. And I can tell you now, you guys will be really impressed, because I certainly was, and I think it looks the part. It's fantastic. It needed a massive upgrade anyway, and we've got it now, and it's fantastic. We're going to say a few words before getting into that, though. Hello, Nippon. How are you? Welcome in. Big up as well to you. Big up, Ryan Ori says, big up. Hope you're well. You're going to go to any game this season? Yeah, I've got a season ticket, Nippon. So I've got, obviously, I've got all the home games covered. And yeah, I pretty much go to the majority of the away games too. So yeah, I will be. Some vlogs coming very, very soon, guys. Don't you worry. Smash the likes already. Yeah, please do make sure you drop a like, guys, and subscribe if you haven't already. We are growing very nicely. The support has been overwhelming lately, honestly. You guys are just the best. Blue says our change rooms have gone from non-league standard to Premier League standard. Absolutely. So, guys, let's have a look at the pictures then, because I did. Well, first of all, let's have a look at the outside. Well, obviously on the pitch side. So the Huddersfield Town, you can see at the top of the stand there, one of the main stands of the stadium. That's been put in obviously the little terrier things and Yorkshire Rose as well have been put in. No advertising of sponsors or anything anymore. It just looks absolutely fantastic. I love how they put the Huddersfield Town at the top. And it really is nice, isn't it? For me, I think it really is nice. Want to link if you go to any London away games? Yes, of course, Nippon, if you like. Yeah, I'll drop you a message. Not sure which which League One London teams there are. I mean, I can have a look, but yeah, no, we can definitely. So Nippon, there's Charlton, there's Leyton Orient. So any of those near you, any of those you can get to, let me know. Drop me a message anyway. Well, we can sort something, I'm sure. Right. Anyway, guys. So I was really impressed with that. I really like that. I really think it looks really nice. Now, guys, we're gonna go inside the changing rooms now and look at how it used to look. Now, this was how it used to look before, guys. Very bland. You know, it wasn't very nice, to be honest with you. You could tell it needed refurbishing very badly, and yeah, it just wasn't. It didn't look even like a professional, you know, changing room, does it? You know, and you know, the fact that they've upgraded it now looks absolutely fantastic. And then here is the upgraded changing room. Look at this. So the new seats there. As you can see, the padded seats. Obviously, the shirts up now. The lighting is a lot better. Blue as well at the top. And the lighting at the bottom there as well. So no, it looks fantastic. It really looks fantastic. I was impressed by it, and it made me smile. It did make me really smile, to be honest with you, when I saw these photos. Now, if we look at the showers as well, guys. So the showers, okay, it was dark, dingy, you know, very old. You know, it didn't look very nice. It's not particularly a shower that I would potentially go in. It looks horrible, doesn't it? But then look at the after. Look at this, guys. The tiling on the floor, the complete refurb of it. Look at the showers, brand new, all in. You know, the new the walls have been done as well. It just looks outstanding. And yeah, no, the difference is just massively different, isn't it? It's just incredible. Yeah, I think Charlton and Flex and Leyton Orient there. Yeah, they are. Both for about an hour or two from where I live. Oh, is it? It's quite a far distance then. Crawley's a bit further out though, isn't it, than Blue Terry? I think Crawley's more Sussex. I think Crawley's more Sussex way, isn't it? It might be classed as London, I'm not sure, but I don't think it is. Anyway, let's have a look, guys. Furthermore, so this was the medical room. Look at the treatment. I don't know what they call them. You know, I don't know what they call them. Where, you know, treatment table, whatever you want to call them, guys. I don't know. But look at this, and then obviously new facilities there, and it's been modernised, of course, and yeah, blue and white theme once more on the walls. So it's been painted through. And then I thought it was lovely that the players got to have a look. You know, they did the video on YouTube, the town on YouTube about this. Obviously, Jonathan Hogg, the club captain, Pearson, Spencer Wiles came, Jaheim Headley obviously came. It was, you know, had a look inside the dressing room whilst they were filming. Now, Hogg said a few things as well, a few quotes that he said. So we'll go through those. He says, I think what the club is doing is fantastic, and to do stuff like this is the next part of the journey. I know that we've had a step backwards, but when you come and see stuff happening at the training ground and then you see this at the stadium too, I think what they're doing is fantastic. I think the lads will appreciate it, and this will hopefully give us that extra push to get us over the line and get us back up to the Championship. That's our main aim. And small stuff like this makes a big difference. So, yeah, Hoggy, obviously the club captain, the legend, obviously was speaking there. But, yeah, look, fair play to Nagel. Look, I'll give him credit. You know, I'm not going to, you know, I give credit where credit's due, guys. That's the difference for me. I don't go tagging him in every post that Town fan, quite a few Town fans seem to be doing. I think it's just so cringy. But I have to give him, you know, he has invested in the facilities and the team as well. Okay, we do need a few more players through the door, but he has invested in every aspect. So, yeah, no, I'm glad that we've got the facilities like that now. I think it'll, like Hoggy said, it makes a massive difference, doesn't it? You know, and yeah, so really pleased, really pleased to see that as absolutely. So yeah, as I was saying though, guys, the club did confirm last week as well that we have got a pre-season friendly at home, which is next Friday evening against Sheffield United, which will be a very good test, and it will kick off at 7:45, and it will be our final game before the season begins. I think it made sense putting a fixture in here because, to be honest with you, you know, we did have a free weekend up until last week when this was announced, so we needed another game in there because otherwise we wouldn't have been playing for 2 weeks before, you know, and that wouldn't have been ideal preparation. We needed another game the week before. So, yeah, no, Sheffield United at home on Friday the 2nd of August, which is a week today. So I'll be going to that game as well, so I'm looking forward to it. And, yeah. So yeah, let's have a look then. Let's go on to the pre-season Austrian tour recap. So we have played 2 out of the 3 games, as people know. Obviously, the lads in the coaching team arrived. It was last Saturday, but yeah, it was last Saturday, and obviously they settled in very nicely to their training facilities. Eventually, obviously, it did take quite a few days to acclimatise, but yeah, no, the setting, by the way, as well, guys, is just so good. You know, the way they've, I actually forgot to put a picture of the training facility, or but anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, people will obviously know that we did play Aris Limassol on Monday. So we're just going to have a quick recap. Obviously, you know, we looked very leggy in this game. We didn't look that great. The tempo was very slow. And yeah, it wasn't that great. Now, I've kind of said I think it was down to the fact that the climate is massively different over there. You know, it's a lot hotter, you know, still, you know, like they were only just settling as well. Like it was only a few days since they'd arrived, so they're still settling into their surroundings. And we just looked off the pace. But I think, obviously, we did score 2 goals in the Aris Limassol game. We did lose 4-2. So the goals from Healy. So Healy getting on the score sheet again. He's going to be a massive player for us this season if he can keep fit. You know, I think really, you know, if he stays fit, he can get 15 plus goals for us in League One. I really do think so. He's a clinical striker, and he will put the ball in the back of the net more often than not. You know, and yeah. So, but yeah, Hogg actually got an unlikely goal in this game, which was quite unusual. He never scores, Hogg, does he? I don't even know when you last scored a goal, but he very rarely scores, does he? But look, obviously. We obviously went into the break 2-0 down, didn't we? And then we pulled it back to. No, we went into the break 2-1 down, should I say? And then we scored in the opening minutes of the second half, make it 2-2. But then we just kind of lost it. The defending was quite questionable, and it has been throughout pre-season, if I'm honest. But yeah, conceding a lot of goals, but it is, you know, expected in pre-season, and you're best getting the mistakes out of the way first, and you know, then you know, but we do obviously towards the end you want to be ready to go. Blue says we were always going to struggle in the first game considering we had done a heavy training session in the morning and the opposition hadn't. Yeah, we had done we did the double training session the day before, didn't we? Yeah, no, I get that. I do get that. And Joshua, in the afternoon, Ryan, hope you're having a great day. Yeah, afternoon to you. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, the starting 11, obviously there were a few changes on the hour mark. Changed at half time. Lees came off for Hellick, but then the rest of the changes came just after the hour mark. But yeah, everybody coming through it fine, and so Duff did obviously speak afterwards as well. Obviously mentioned about he gave us minutes into the players. We've worked them hard over the past 2 or 3 days. It's been full days of training, a double session yesterday. He obviously said that we trained in the morning and we looked leggy, so that's not a bad thing. He talks about the improvement, the amount of improvement that needs to be made. Gave the ball away too many times. Yeah, we did. I remember. I think all their goals came from us giving the ball away. So yeah, again, their goals were all avoidable. He also said, I think we passed the ball out of play about 15 times, which isn't great, is it? But he said that you give the players the benefit of the doubt in pre-season because the main thing is playing those minutes. He also said pre-season is going well so far. The training's been good. It's been all positive. So now we have things to work on, which is what you need coming out of these games because we're still 3 weeks away from the season starting, which obviously was last week. So obviously it's 2 weeks now, guys. But the most important thing was minutes, and I think everyone has come through it. You don't want to be picking up injuries. Yesterday's pressing session that we did perfectly, and today it didn't. And then obviously, there's things to work on, he said, the most important part. Like I say, we did come back from 2 goals down, so that just showed a bit of character. But Duff did stress that the final scoring wasn't as important as the final, as the details within the game, the minutes played. But mistakes. Yeah, he did say like the players were mentally fatigued, and I thought that was a bit strange because we're in pre-season, the players are mentally fatigued. I didn't really understand that really. I didn't quite get why what he meant by that because I don't see how they can be mentally fatigued in pre-season personally. They've just come back. Well, not just come back, but obviously they've only been back a few weeks, Well, it would have been quite a while now, but yeah, so. And he said a few other things, which, yeah. But also, he did mention the fans as well in this game. He did obviously say this. Obviously, he said, he was asked about the fans, obviously, and he said, yeah, it's brilliant. They've turned up here a long, long way from home, and you see blue and white everywhere. I don't think we'll play at picturesque a ground as this all season. Yeah, I mean, they surround it. I mean, I don't know if anybody's seen any pictures of it, but of where they are. But yeah, it's so nice. Honestly, it's. I think it's really beneficial to go away, and get out of obviously the local area and work with the obviously work with your teammates, but also work with the coaching team as well. And I think it's really good, to be honest with you. But yeah, so obviously then we did play here for Berlin, which obviously we won 2-1, which was a lot better performance. The big impact, there was a massive change in this game, wasn't there? The way we played, the way the tempo was a lot quicker. We were going forward every opportunity. It wasn't perfect, but I think we played a lot better, that's for sure. Now, I actually made a mistake, guys, because I thought Hellick got the first goal in this game, but it was actually Pearson that got the header. So Matty Pearson actually scored, and Ben Wiles scored. I think Ben Wiles is playing so well right now. His confidence is up. He looks a lot fitter, and I'm pleased for him. I saw last season, obviously, that he looked leggy, he didn't look fit, and he wasn't contributing to the team at all. but he's already done more in pre-season than he did for the duration of last season by a big margin. So that just shows how he's been working hard, and yeah, hopefully, you know, he can have a big season for us, because we'll need him. We'll need all the players. We'll need the squad. We'll need, even from the, obviously, the starting 11, yeah, but I don't know if he will make the starting 11 yet, but the players on the bench have a big part to play this season, because there's so many games. We need everyone to be ready to contribute, and that's the most important thing. So I need to put the banner back up so people know where we are. Blue Jays, Ben Wiles was the main standout against Berlin. Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, look, I think the way this obviously played out, obviously we did go ahead and then we conceded it. I think it was another poor goal to concede, personally, in my opinion. And then Ben Wiles obviously scored in the second half. But it was a nice corner in from Ben Wiles. So Ben Wiles got an assist and he scored. So, you know, massively a big standout player, like Blue Terry says, in this match. But it was a good cross in, and then obviously they equalised. Now, they did have a water break in this game, so it showed that the temperatures were really hot. You know, the sun beaming down, and yeah, it looked very hot, to be honest with you. So they had a few water breaks. Now, obviously, Koroma got the assist for the next one. Obviously, Koroma did very well at the byline to get the ball across, and obviously Ben Wiles was waiting, saying thank you very much, a tap in. You know, if he would have missed that, that would have been just embarrassing. So I think, yeah, no, he managed to get it. He obviously scored it, and it was a tap in really, and yeah, so very good to see, guys. Now it's the starting 11 again. Look, there were a few changes at half time, then a few after the hour mark again, and then the team changed quite a bit after 75 minutes, with a number of changes coming on. But yeah, so that is what has happened so far on the Austrian tour so far, as you're all aware. We are, of course, playing Lecce on Sunday. At an earlier kickoff time, they have changed the kickoff, I believe, to 11 o'clock our time, 12 o'clock in Austria. So, yeah, so they've changed it. So we'll be doing a live watch-along for that, guys. If you are around and you'd like to come in, I will be doing another watch-along to end our Austrian pre-season tour. So let's have a look then. Let's have a look at the results then so far in general. So let me just take the banner off a moment. So here we are, guys. So obviously, you know, we started with a final against Emle, which has actually been spelt wrong, which I just realised. I've taken this off Twitter, and I've screenshot, and I just realised they spelled Emily wrong. How that is so bad. That how have you spelled Emily wrong? They spell it as the name Emily. No. Anyway, guys, just ignore the Emily bit if you can. So 5-0 we won Emily. Then we moved on to a 7-0 win against Geisler. And then we won 3-2 against Harrogate. And we lost 4-2 against Limassol, as I said just then. And 2-1 we won against Hertha Berlin. It was good to get back to winning ways. Now, if you can see there, we've conceded 7 goals in 3 games from the last 3. But look, so yeah, that's the results so far. But yeah, I can't believe I didn't realise that I'd spelled Emily wrong. I was rushing around making my notes, putting the graphics up on, to the StreamYard system for me to show the graphics that I'm showing today. So yeah, I was rushing around. I must have missed it. But yeah, so look, we only conceded one in the last, obviously, the Berlin game. So, to be honest with you, that's good. That's progress. And yeah, so we're getting there. We are getting there. But it does really suggest, it really does make it quite clear that we do need to get some defenders in, guys. You know, one at least, one at least, but two if we can, because I just think we're so short at the back. But I mean, look, it's been good to see the newer lads play as well. Obviously, they've really impressed me, to be honest with you. They really have. You know, let's start at the back where, you know, Sorensen. I think Sorensen is outstanding. What I've seen from it is a player that is full of confidence, on top of his game. You know, he gets forward every opportunity. You know, he looks comfortable on the ball. You know, he can find a pass very well. You know, his crossing is very good too. And yet he will cause so many problems going down that right hand side for us this season. I think he is a starter personally. That he would be my starting wing back on the right. I just think he's been so good. And then obviously we've got Mikael Miller, who again, Miller, I've been impressed by him. There's a few questions about his injury record. If he stays fit, though, I think we have got a good player on our hands as well. I think he looks so good. Again, same as Sorensen. They're very like for like, these two. So, you know, Miller, again, is composed on the ball. You know, his delivery I think his delivery is so good too. He gets ball, he's quick. Both are quick, actually. I forgot to mention that Sorensen is quite quick, but Miller is quick as well. His delivery is good. He gets down that wing just as much as Sorensen does as well. He's comfortable on the ball, finds a pass easily. Very athletic, and you know, he's a really, really, really strong player for us. Now let's have a look at the other players that have been brought in. Obviously, you know, Herbie Kane, we've seen a bit of him now, haven't we? A few games. Again, everything I expected to see from him, just really good in that midfield. He's still obviously finding fitness as well. But he may not be the quickest, he may not have as much pace, but he's very clever. He's a very clever footballer, and he's got a good eye for a pass, as we know. And he's been brilliant for us too. So again, really big player for us. Now I know this guy isn't new, but he's obviously from our youth setup. But I just want to say a big shout out to the youngsters that have come in as well. You know, Neo Eccleston as well. I forgot to mention him in defence. He played against Harrogate and he looked like he'd been playing, you know, senior football for years. This guy's still very young. He hasn't had much experience in the first team, and he really did impress me against Harrogate. He's got a few minutes as well in the Austrian tour as well, and yeah, no, I think he's got a lot about him. I think he's going to be a really fantastic player. Like he's already a fantastic player, but you know what I mean. He's going to get even better and better. And yeah, he's very quick, very skillful, drives up the pitch as well when he can too, and good eye for a pass as well. He's got a good passing range. You know, gets stuck in as well. Same with Herbie Kane. Herbie Kane gets stuck in too. So yeah, no, big shout out to the youngsters. And Tom Iapenda, I've mentioned him before in the streams. Tom Iapenda, you know, 19 years of age in that midfield. he's just such a talent. He's such a special player as well, honestly. He's again just all the qualities he want, and you know, he's quite tall as well, isn't he? And he's got good control of the ball, controls the midfield beautifully. And he's so mature for his age as well, guys. And he's just so special. I mean, I'm not really describing these players very well, but honestly, Tom Iapenda, I think he's going to play a big part this season. and it's fantastic to see. Let's have a look. I've already mentioned Sorensen, Healy. I've already said Anthony Evans. Yeah, Evans has looked good. He looks like he's got a very good strike on him. He's hit the post once or twice. Good work rate. In fact, all the players that have come in have got good work rate. So that's another thing that can be added on to the positive side of their game. And yeah, he's going to offer a lot of it, the attacking outlet, that creative spark that we need. And yeah, no, I'm really happy Evans is here, and I think he's going to really, really help us to try and get back up to the Championship. Pat Jones, we've seen a bit of. We already knew him really, didn't we, last season? Obviously, he played a few minutes last season for the first team, but I think Pat Jones has looked quite good when he's come on. And we know what he can do. So very quick, very, not afraid to keep going forward and driving at the defence as well. Trying new things. Got a lot of skill. His pace is so quick, isn't it? As you can expect from somebody that age as well. But yeah, so I've kind of gone through all the players that have come in the door or have kind of not had much senior football. But I think Ben Wild as well. Ben Wild, like we said earlier, Ben Wild is like a new signing. He's a completely different player to what we've seen before. So let's just pretend that he didn't sign last season. Let's pretend that he just signed this season, guys. And just a clean slate. And but I think he looks a lot better, as I said earlier. So that's pre-season pretty much so far. 2 more games left, and then we'll be. It's raining. I think it's raining. I've got my washing out. Right. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to the next topic. In fact, I'm sorry, I've missed a few comments here. Sorry, Blue Terrier. Matty Pearson first half was pretty woeful, but second half he seemed to play better. Yeah, I mean, look, Matty Pearson, look. People can slate me for saying this, I don't really care. But Matty Pearson, I'm sorry, he's just not good enough, I'm afraid. And I'm sad to say that because he does obviously score goals. He's a useful player to have in set pieces. Don't get me wrong, he's good aerially. He's scored a few goals last season, as we know. He's already scored in pre-season already. But first and foremost, you have to do your defending. And you have to look like, and you have to play well overall. He's not there to score goals technically. Scoring goals from defence is a bonus. First and foremost, defending is the most important, right? So I think he was woeful in that first half. In the second half, he did seem to play better, but I don't think he could have got any worse, could he? So I don't know if that's that you can read anything into that, but no, I think he's just too slow for me. His passing is woeful. He loses the ball more than I don't expect the players to get the pass right every single time because that's impossible. But what I do have a problem with is when a player loses when a player doesn't complete when a player doesn't lose the ball more than he completes passes. That's when I have a problem because that's just not good enough. I think he's too slow. I think there's a number of players that are quick in this league that will just run rings around him. If I don't think we can, and that's why we need to get some defenders in because if we don't, then he's most likely going to be starting guys, and I don't know if that's going to help us defensively. At the moment, he's just not, he's just not good enough. But yeah, good point. Mikel Miller looks decent. Well, yeah, he does. He really does. Let's just hope he can keep fit. Blue Terrier says, I'm hoping Jacob Chapman plays on Sunday, and I feel he's a lot better than we have seen. He's a lot better than we have seen. Not saying he's done anything wrong. Yeah. I don't really understand what you mean by that, Military, actually. I'm not sure what you mean, because like you're saying, you're hoping he starts, plays on Sunday. Does it feel like he's a lot better than what we've seen? Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah. So you're not criticising, but you want to see a bit more of him, see how he does. Yeah, look, obviously Chapman's quite a young keeper, as we know. I'm not. He hasn't really played many minutes for us, has he? In this pre-season, he has played a few, but not many. And it's absolutely raining, guys, and yeah, great. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Afternoon, John. He said, afternoon, fella. Hope you're all right. Looking forward to seeing it. Yeah, no, I am. I just think we need a few more players in. But I'm excited for the season. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for the season. Now I just want to get started and hopefully, start the season well and find momentum early on, and that'll obviously help us to continue to keep. If you start well, it gives you such a big advantage, doesn't it? As we know now. But yeah, so that's pre-season so far. 2 games left, 1 in Austria, 1 back at our home, the Johnson Stadium, next Friday evening, of course. Now, let's have a look then. Let's talk about a bit of transfer news that has been happening. Now, Tyrese Simpson has departed the club, and it was announced the other day, yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, I can't remember now. But he's joined League One side Stevenage for an undisclosed fee. Why is it always Town say undisclosed? Now, obviously, Simpson joins in 2022. Obviously, he arrived actually with a knee injury, if you remember. Kept his sideline for much of his first campaign in West Yorkshire. Played just 10 times in our first team in the few years he's been here. Didn't register a competitive goal contribution in that time. Spent obviously the 23-24 season on loan with Northampton. He managed 44 appearances in all competitions. He scored 6 times and adding 1 assist. So he began pre-season well with the Town B team. Scored on a number of occasions in their friendly outings. But yeah, now look, he's moving on and he's departing. But of course, our best wishes. It hasn't worked out for him here, but I wish him every success in his next challenge at Stevenage, of course. And he did post on social media this lovely message to the fans and the club. So here we are. So it says, "Dear Terriers, good to say my time at this amazing club has come to an end. Thank you to all the fans, players and staff that made me feel so welcome 2 years ago. You have been amazing during my time here. It was an honour to play for this badge when I got the chance to, and I will never forget that feeling. Wishing the club nothing but the best in the future." Thought this was a lovely message that he put up yesterday, actually. And yeah, it was really nice to see, really nice for him to put that message out. And yeah, look, we wish him all the best. He's wishing us the best, but I wish him the best with his next challenge at Stevenage. And yeah, hopefully he does well for himself. Yeah, absolutely. And here he is, look, Simpson. So that's the first bit of news. Now, for some reason, the notes have gone up. So here we are. So the next talking point, guys, is another outgoing that looks like it's pretty much done. Sorba Thomas has been attracting interest from Nantes, which obviously is a French side. Now, obviously, there has been rumours building on this over the last week or so. The deal does look like it's going to be structured as a loan with an option to buy at the end of the season. Now, there was a very reliable source I saw on social media today, which we'll get up now. Yeah. So this is from a guy called Sebastian Dennis, who is a journalist in France. and he has around 57,000 followers. So guys, this guy obviously knows his stuff, and obviously he's a proper reporter, journalist, and I believe gets quite a bit right. So yeah, so look, here we are, look, it says, Sorba Thomas arrives this evening in Nantes. So this was today, by the way, guys, so this was this afternoon. So he's arriving tonight. The Welsh winger undergoes his medical examination on Saturday, which is tomorrow. FC Nantes have already agreed with Huddersfield for a loan. So Sorba Thomas is heading for the exit. People know my thoughts on him. The only thing I will say about this is it's a bit annoying that we haven't been able to maybe sell him now, because it's another loan. Obviously, it's not. I know there's an option to buy, but I don't necessarily. I think at least he's out the door. At least he's out the door now, even if it's a loan for the time being. I don't really think he fitted in the Michael Duff system personally. You know, I don't think there was a place for him in the team anyway. And people will know my thoughts on Sorba Thomas. You know, I think, yes, he's a big contributor. He was a big contributor last season, and he was. But what comes with that is a lot of baggage. And what I mean by that is people know, you know, his attitude, you know, his overall effort levels at times has been poor. Okay, last season is a bad barometer to go off, because not many players are putting effort in, to be honest with you, so he wasn't the only one. But I just think his attitude, I think his antics as well on social media, it's just, he just brought, you know, it's just a toxic player you don't want in the dressing room, in my opinion. I think he's a problem player, yeah, and he thought he was bigger than the club, he didn't want to be here. So as far as I'm concerned, people can sit there and say, oh, you know, something's going on, I'm upset and all this, and you know, people can come and tell me, oh, Ryan, Sorba Thomas had big, you know, he did more than most last season. Well, hang on a minute. Not many players did that much last season. So Sorba Thomas was one of the better players that contributed, right? But what I saw past that was his antics on social media, his attitude, his constant problem making in the dressing room, which is quite apparent, guys. His disconnect with the team as well. You know, you could see that in various points after games as well, especially that final home game where he was walking around the pitch, he was clapping like he didn't want to be there, and he was so far away from his other teammates, right? So I'm sorry, we are not Player FC. We are not Player FC. Sorba Thomas is a good footballer, but unfortunately, he lets himself down with his behaviour, and that's just my opinion, guys, on it. But yeah, it does look like he's heading for the exit, guys. So we have managed to offload him, even if it's a loan. He would have been better permanently, but it is one of those things. At least he's out of the building, and yeah, that's it, really, isn't it? Hello to Phil. Hello, Phil. How are you? New person to the channel. Sorry, I've been on a little bit of a rant here, but yeah, I'm catching up with the comments now. Yeah, no, look, I'm the same, Phil. I'm presuming you're a Town fan, Phil. But thank you for joining. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you can. Plenty more exciting content to come on the channel, guys, this season. As I said earlier, I'm really excited to bring lots more content to the channel this season. It's going to be a really good. I'm really excited to see what I can produce, you know, of the season. I really am. So let's see what happens. But you're welcome on here, and I'm the same, mate. I can't wait for it to start. Only 2 weeks to go. Replacement quality on the pitch will be tough because he's a very good player. Yeah, John, look, I think we've already. I go back to it. I think for me, you can't really put the system now doesn't allow him to play on the as a more advanced attacker now, because we don't play that formation. So he would only be going at a wing back in a wing back position, and for me, we've got better options there now anyway. So in my opinion, you know, Sorensen looks fantastic. You know, the new sign from Lincoln, and Mikael Miller on the left looks outstanding. So we've got options there, guys. Yeah, John. So we're fine. We're absolutely fine. Phil says, yes, both season card holders. Yeah, big up. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, nice one. Well, welcome on in, and I'm glad that you've found the channel and you're here tuning in. Yeah, he isn't a wing back, proper wide winger. Yeah, true. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. So it doesn't really fit into our set now anyway. So next thing I want to discuss. Okay. Yeah, so we've got incomings there. Obviously, the rumours have kind of gone a bit down. They've actually kind of quietened, haven't they, really? The rumours on the incomings, unfortunately. Now, I bet you seem to remember last week, if you remember, we reported on, obviously, the Joe Hodge situation at Wolves, obviously the midfielder who was linked was the young midfielder, 21 years of age, very highly thought of at Wolves. That was like that story broke about a week ago now, and still nothing has happened. It was meant to be a loan deal, and I find it strange how long it's actually taking for this deal to go through. Now, I do know that he's not gone on the Wolves pre-season tour, so that suggests he is off. But I'm not too sure what the hold-up is in terms of getting him to us, and obviously, you know, I'm not sure what the hold-up is. So I'm not sure what the stumbling block of the deal is at the moment. But yeah. So, but apart from that, now I did see that Alan Nixon reported that we were after a pacey striker. He didn't disclose who it was, but I do believe. In fact, I do believe it was that Middlesbrough striker that we were linked to actually, because I remember somebody saying in the stream yesterday. Is it Michael Hopper? Oh, maybe it isn't that. I can't remember his name, guys, but he is obviously from Middlesbrough. He's been out on loan in America with I think it's Philadelphia somebody. I don't really know, to be honest with you. But he's the kind of the player that's reported it to be, but it's no confirmation of that actually being true. But I think it probably is. Now, what we can do, guys, to finish here is we can go through let's have a look at the positions that we've got now then. So the goalkeepers, I think we're in a great position with the goalkeepers out. We can all agree on that. So Lee Nichols is definitely a lower mid-table championship standard goalkeeper. Chris Maxwell is an experienced keeper at this level. Jacob Chapman is not a bad option as a third choice. So I think the only concern for us is that Nichols could be on the shortlist of a few championship sides still, and if he does go there, I do think we could potentially, have to dip into the transfer market for another keeper. But as time goes on, you do think maybe he's staying. And also, nothing that's worth noting, obviously, the fact that Nichols, obviously, Maxwell and Chapman all suffered injuries last season once, which led to obviously Chapman making his debut. Obviously, we need to make sure we have 3 strong keepers, guys. I do think Chris Maxwell is a good keeper, but I'm not sure how much personally I trust him as Town's first choice. So I think, in my opinion, if Town were to lose Nichols, I think that we would need to get another keeper in my opinion. Now defenders. So obviously last season, Town conceded 4 goals or more in a game 10 times, and we all know this. In the last 2 seasons, they conceded 154 goals in all competitions. Regardless of the drop to League One, it was obviously an area where we need to improve. Obviously, Sorensen has come in, Mikael Miller, 2 solid players signings. Definitely, you could arguably say they're better options at wing back than Town had last season. There's no question about that, is there? Obviously, Balke has been ruled out until 2025, as we know. That's a huge blow. As to be honest with you, he was easily our best defensive ball player. Last season's most used defensive trio was Hellick, Tom Lees and Matty Pearson, who all remain at the club. Although, again, I still have my doubts that Hellick, will he remain at the club come the start of the season? I don't know, guys. It's still looking a bit... I just want the transfer window to shut, and then we know that he's staying, because we really need to keep him. Now, Lloyd Cayena is another option, and although he's had 2 loan spells in Scotland, he's still very raw, I think. Ollie Turton, Brody Spencer and Josh Russell are all options as a wide centre-back or wing-back. Now, will any of them play 46 games for Town next season? I think it's highly unlikely for multiple reasons. So that leaves the likes of Ben Jackson, obviously academy graduates, Jaheim Headley, Neo Eccleston. I think it is really make or break at Town for Jackson. I think for his own development, he needs to play consistently this season. If that isn't a guarantee, then I think we need to move him on this summer. Headley is the same. However, like I said earlier, I have been impressed with Eccleston. It could be a surprise breakthrough season for him. But I don't think at his age we can rely on him or put too much pressure on him too early. And just finally, even without a potential exit for Hellick and the addition of Mikael and Sorensen, I think we still need another starting centre-back. That's absolutely clear in my mind. If Brody Spencer and Mikael Hellick leave, that number would be 3. All 6 of the goals that Town conceded so far in pre-season, this was written before the game against Huddersfield Berlin, had been from pace. Although Harrogate's first goal came from an initial slip from Aina, Town was still carved open with pace. Whether it was a mistake that lost possession or not, if we want to play with a high line, I don't see how this problem can be solved without signing more athletic players. So this is all what I think, guys, at the moment, and I hope you kind of Donna Cullen, Wagwan, Mr. Ryan, hello. Mr. Ryan, the blue is so your colour. Thank you. But yeah, anyway. So now let's look at the midfield. Look, the midfield, obviously, this has been our big attention, hasn't it? In terms of the transfer market, obviously Herbie Kane, Anthony Evans have been big, solid signings for us. And the likes of Tom Iapenda, like I say, even though he's not a new signing, he's now thrown his name into contention. Let me tell you, he's been outstanding, as we know, in pre-season. Alex Madison and Jack Redoni are the only midfielders from last season not at the club. Now, the business we have done so far has obviously put them in a much more balanced position. Obviously, Hogg isn't someone who can be counted on to play 30, if not 25 games this season, but will be a useful squad option. Ben Wiles, again, obviously he did struggle last season. So far, he's looked very sharp in pre-season. And a lot more like the player Town thought they were signing last summer. And if Kasuma can remain fit, he will thrive too, guys. Now, neither Scott High nor Josh Osterfield were included in Town's tour of squad to Austria. And while it's not out of the possibility they could feature this year, I think both their Town careers are over and are likely to, obviously, to move on this summer. Now, when you consider the 6 senior midfielders Town have, Iapenda, Wiles, Kasuma, Hogg, Kane and Evans, it is a lot more balanced than last year. But like in defence, guys, we need another midfielder with pace and athleticism. Kasumu does bring that, I must admit. Kasumu is a quick player. But as I mentioned previously, I don't think you can count on Kasumu to remain injury-free, really. All the energy goes from midfield if he goes when he gets injured. So it's not great, is it? I think we potentially are a midfielder short. And yeah, it feels like we've been like that for a while, hasn't it? And it needs to be a replacement for Hogg, really. Now, Hodge is apparently being linked, so that may solve that, but he is obviously more of an attacking player, I believe. But he can play in that position where Hogg is. And finally, guys, the attackers. Now, obviously, we spent a lot of money in January on strikers, Reece Healy and Bojan Radulovic. Obviously, you don't feel like Town of a strike force that we are happy with. We haven't got a strike force we're happy with, do we, at the moment? Danny Ward, Josh Coroma, Tyrese Simpson, who obviously is gone, so that's irrelevant. Keane Harrop have been used up front so far under Dove. And it's Kyle Hudlin and Kevin Phillips who are both employed by Town. It's very much quantity over quality in this position. Now, Pat Jones, I don't think Pat Jones is obviously, but he doesn't really fully fit Duff's primary style. Reece Healy is going to start every game if he's fit, no question. The problem is, will he be fit? That's the problem we've all got kind of doubts about. Now, I wasn't really fully sure on Bojan when he first signed. I think he's technically a good player, but if you can play in sub-zero temperature in Finland but go down with the least amount of pressure from an opposition player, then I don't really feel that convinced. The fact that he missed the tour, so he missed the tour. I forgot to mention that he did miss the tour due to a slight knock. I'm not sure he's up to playing for Town. I really don't. I don't. Obviously, we were pursuing, a striker, Alfie May. It was encouraging for us to go after that profile striker, but we need to now follow it through and sign a replacement target, Now, maybe a replacement that we could look at is Joe Taylor, who is at Luton. It would be a great option. I'm not sure how kind of viable that deal, how possible that deal would be to get done, but somebody like Joe Taylor at Luton, I think potentially would be a good signing for us. I hope he can get the last gel as Corbin did in his second season, and if Duff can maintain the fitness levels close to what Corbin achieved. Yeah, Phil, spot on, mate. Spot on, I agree. I think he's really getting the players fit. We do look a lot better. And yeah, hopefully we can get the last gel. But we're looking really good at the moment. So I feel like they are gelling already. So the signs are promising, put it that way. Now, just to conclude then, guys, I think we have 3 first-team starters short at the moment. A defender, midfielder, and a striker. But then also it depends what we can do with getting players out. Obviously, at the moment, the overall squad size is around 21, 22. We really do. So obviously, we need to. Obviously, we are right on the limit of players at the moment, so we do need to get rid of a few. If we can get out the likes of Scott High, Josh Osterfield, and Jackson and Hudlin, who are really on the fringes of the squad at the moment, aren't they, guys? If we're being honest, 4 in and 1 out so far is a bit slower than I thought we would. That we would have acted at this stage of the season. At this stage of pre-season, sorry. So I think it's easy to get frustrated whilst we can be, kind of feel really encouraged by what we've signed so far. But we need to be sensible with these transfer businesses. We know, guys. We know where we've gone wrong over the years with transfers, just completely ridiculous transfers that signings that we've made. And I think for me, we need to be sensible in terms of we can't just blow up 8 figures on new players, can we? In League One, it's not sustainable. I think for me, League One is more of a marathon, not a sprint. I just think, we have to just kind of look at it that way. But yeah, so that's where I'm at, guys, with everything. That's where I'm at with the squad, with everything. I've kind of done players that I'd like to see coming in the previous streams, like the defenders I mentioned in the previous streams as well. If you haven't checked out the latest Huddersfield weekly shows, I've done targets that I'd like to see coming in the defence, and a few other things as well. But yeah, Well, guys, I think we've come to the end of this episode. I hope you've all enjoyed it, by the way. I've really enjoyed catching up with you guys and kind of just taking a look at everything that's happened over the past week. It's going to be interesting to see, obviously, what happens over the weekend, with the final pre-season game in Austria, and then the lads come back, and then we'll be playing Sheffield United next Friday, as I said, at home, the final game before the season begins. So let's see how things develop, and let's see if we can get some signings in as well in the next week, which will be good. But guys, thank you all for your contributions. Thanks for being here. Please make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and if you're watching this on playback, don't forget to get your comments in as well. Obviously, I know people always can't watch this live, so that's what the comment section is for when it's loaded onto YouTube straight away after this live has ended. So yeah, get your comments in about anything that's been discussed in this stream today. I've done so much. And guys, anybody that hasn't set up their EFL fantasy football team yet, you can do so by going to the app. And I have created the league. The code is there. You join me if you want to join me in my league. It'd be great to get as many of you guys in to the league as possible. It's all good fun. I'm really excited. It's a really good brand new game that the EFL have brought to the table. I really like it. So guys, the code and all the link is in the description of this video as well. If you want to join my league once you've created your team for the because it's a bit different, the EFL fantasy. You pick 7 players each week, and then you pick 2 clubs that you think will do well in that game week, and it's just rolling every week. Like, you change your players every week, so it's a good little fresh game. It's a good little game, really. And as you can see, you can follow me on my socials, HTFTV8 on Instagram and Twitter. And you can also find me on TikTok if you're on TikTok, at Ryan N Official on TikTok, guys. I do like shorter videos, obviously, about town and stuff, and other stuff as well, like internationals and obviously England predominantly. But other interests I've got gaming. I've done some videos on the new football games coming out in the autumn. So yeah, anyway, you can find me on all those platforms, guys, so make sure you do go and follow, subscribe to this channel, like, and plenty more content to come on the channel. I will be doing a live watch along on Sunday, guys, for the final Austria friendly, so do join me then if you are free. 11 o'clock kickoff, by the way, don't forget. And we'll be live from 10:50 on Sunday morning for that game. But guys, I don't think there'll be any content tomorrow. So have a good rest of the evening. Enjoy your Saturday, and I'll see you right back here on Sunday morning as the lads play their final pre-season friendly in Austria against Lecce. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate every single one of you that come by and show support. And stay safe to you all up the town. Big up to you, Phil, and stay safe as well. But guys, thanks for your company, and I'll see you on the next one. And as always, up the town, Michael Duff's Barmy Army. 2 weeks ago until the season starts, and it is getting closer and closer by the day. So excited, and let's see how the lads get on over the next week or so, and how the squad starts to, obviously, maybe a few more signs. But anyway, I'm waffling on. Good night, goodbye, and I'll see you on Sunday morning, bright and early. Goodbye, everybody. Take care.